I am a dwarf in a
Stop it.
digging hole.
Stop. Stop. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Arms Room 15 podcast. I am your host as always. I have my buddies with me. I have Eric and I have Devin. Please say hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
Howdy.
I was waiting for you one day. I go, hello, gentlemen.
What do I look like, Leonardo DiCaprio in Django Unchained?
Wow. I've never actually even seen that movie.
Neither have I just know the meme.
Oh, yeah, that one. All right. So today we're going to talk about our favorite loadouts, or our bug-out loadouts, or bug-in loadouts, whatever you want to call it.
Basically, whatever and whenever it happens, that's what we are going to be using.
Yep. All right.
It's like what do we have?
Eric, you wanted this topic. Let's go with you first, man. Let's hear it.
Well, in an ideal world...
Hold on. Give me one primary, a sidearm. You can have one primary and an accessory, a sidearm, and we'll call it an extra. Extra can be anything.
Mm-hmm.
It could be an extra firearm, could be an extra... I'm trying to think of how to say this for the YouTube algorithm.
Better way. What is your current kit? What kind of kit would you like to add to that?
That would work. Well, I will say one thing that I would really want is a 50 BMG. M82A1, just start popping people in the head with it if I need to.
Yeah, but how many rounds of that do you have?
I mean, if crap goes south, who cares? I'll just take it.
Oh. He's talking about strategically relocating to an alternate location.
Acquiring tactically.
Also known as stealing.
Well, sure.
Strategically relocating.
But I'm just saying, a headshot from a 50 BMG, that would be, explosive.
He was there. Now he's everywhere.
And you can call me Oppenheimer.
Oh, my God.
Which is a good movie, by the way.
I actually haven't seen it. I haven't seen that. Sound of Freedom. None of it yet.
Won't spoil it, but Devin and I, we went and saw it not that long ago. Well, he saw it for the second time. Yeah. I saw it for the first time. It's a little confusing at first.
Loadouts!
But you'll like it. But yes, no, because the explosions will be atomic. So. But no, anyways. As far as a serious loadout, what I currently have... excuse me. What I currently have is actually what I'm really satisfied with. So I do have a few different firearms. I won't say how many, even though the ATF probably already knows, but still. I do have an AR-15 that I've been working on, just adding the right attachments and stuff, and
fine tuning.
Yeah, a little bit. I need to change the sight out on it, even though I got a pretty good sight. And then I just put I replaced the angled foregrip that you saw on it with a vertical foregrip.
Okay.
And I put that at the very end rather than in the middle of the rail. So that one would be my bug out gun because my primary. Mm-hmm. I did also put sling attachments on it so I could sling it around me. I would predominantly go with the AR-15, especially with the 5.56 ammo because for one 5.56 is extraordinarily popular. So I'm bound to find it somewhere. It's also very light. So with some of these bigger rounds, as Devin taught me a famous saying in the Army is ounces equals pounds and pounds equals pain. The heavier, basically everything you carry, that's going to add weight. And if you carry too much, you're going to be very slow and you're going to be in a lot of pain. So the ammo is very, very light compared to that of the 7.62x39 or the or some 308 rounds or the 300 blackout. So it's also extremely effective still. So it would be perfect for what I would want to do where I could balance the capacity mixed with speed. So I could move around wherever I need to move around as quick as possible. And then my sidearm, I actually have two that I would want to have, and that would be a Glock 19X. That's my current go-to sidearm. Because I have a holster that actually fits in it. I mean, it's kind of a generic gun, so it fits in a lot of different types of holsters, and many places make them. But then there's another one that I have that I couldn't find a proper holster for. Is the FN 509 Tactical.
I like those. Yeah. I like those FN 509s a lot.
I'll have to bring it here so I can show you to you sometime. I don't know if I have already. But it's a full size. It was actually the same model that FN when the Army was looking to replace the Brett M9s.
Yeah.
They entered that into.
I remember that.
They lost because it's ridiculously expensive. It was like $1,000.
Yeah, but you know what? It's nice.
But it's wide. It did come with a 24-round magazine. It also has suppressor sights, threaded barrel, red dot ready. But the holsters that I can find for it are only for the standard full-size model or the compact model.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't find a holster to fit that one, especially with the suppressor sights. So right now it'll be the Glock 19X, and then mags for Glock are also cheaper than the FN ones. But I probably would have the FN as more of like a third, or like another secondary just in case. But the other secondary that I would have, that would be more like my GTH gun. So that would be like what I pull out when like everything's lost, I'm screwed. So that's, some rounds for them and one for me if I'm gonna get captured. And that's a 44 Magnum revolver, and that one I would have like right here.
I've shot your 44 Magnum revolver. It's nice.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it a lot.
And then I also have a plate carrier. I have level 3 plates in it.
Level 3 or level 3A or what?
Level 3.
Yeah,
they can withstand the 308 round.
Yeah, we both took advantage of Predator Arms.
Oh, it's Predator Arms.
Okay, so let's talk about that for a second, because I've been looking at those and I'm wondering if it's worth it. Because right now, Predator Arms is running a deal on level 3A plates.
I'd say it's more worth it for level 3 than 3A. Level 3A can stop 44 Magnum. Level 3 will stop 308 rounds.
I thought level 3A was more than level 3.
Nope, the opposite.
It's the opposite?
It's like...
Maybe I'm thinking of level 4A? I don't know.
Well, there's no 4A, there's only
No.
4.
There's only 4?
Yeah, it's
4.
3A, 3, 4.
Okay.
Well, there's level 2.
Yeah, well, yeah, obviously.
Yeah, but level
stuff.
2, you might as well.
Level 2 I think can stop, what, like 45?
I think it goes only up to 9 mil.
Really?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Why even have it?
It's
Right.
it's literally just for it's what they it's, so like I used to have to wear a level 2 vest when I did gate guard,
Mm-hmm.
and they just call it a second chance vest. It's on the off chance that someone only has a 9 mil. It's kind of a better than nothing kind of thing. It's literally just a thin piece of soft Kevlar.
I agree, but I'm going to tell you right now, that would suck to be a gate guard and only have a level 2 plate.
Yeah, that's
Especially in a
no, not even
hostile
a plate.
area.
No, it wasn't a plate. It was
soft
it was
armor?
soft.
Oh,
It was
man.
just
So it's like you're walking up to that car going, "Dear God, please let them only have a 22." Amen.
right.
A 380 something.
But yeah, so
32.
don't even bother with level 2.
I know.
No, so the plates that I had before were, it could stop a 308 round, 7.62 by 3.9.
So you get level 3.
Yeah.
It was level 3.
So the way that the way that they measure the level 3A, level 3 is it has to, with the exception of the level 4 plate, by the way, but I think it's the NIJ
Yep.
certification. In order to obtain that, whatever is the largest caliber it can stop, it has to stop that caliber up to 6 times in
Yeah.
order to gain that certification. So the reason why it can stop up to 308 is because it can stop at 308 6 times, but other calibers penetrated before it hit 6 times. The only exception is level 4, which is rated NIJ certification to block 30-06 black tip, which that's a tough.
That's
armor.
a spicy round to get hit with, dude. Like, you're going to have internal bleeding on that one.
No, 30-06 alone is a spicy round, but a black tip. But it, for some reason,
Fun fact: the black tips were what the Americans would use against the Germans before body armor existed.
Oh, dang.
wow.
F you and the guy behind you.
F you and the guy behind you and the guys in the tank and your neighbor.
They were literally designed so they could punch through smaller, like thin tank.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But
Yeah.
for some reason with that certification, they only get the it only used to stop it once for level 4, which I don't know why. But yeah, so it can't, if it stops at 3, it's gonna stop it. Anything smaller than that.
That might be a because of the Stanag levels. Stanag is NATO.
Okay.
So it's like basically all personnel armor is level 1 Stanag.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, you're actually stopping is like actual tank armor and infantry fighting vehicle armor and that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All the way up to level 6, which is like stinking M1 Abrams stink kind of stuff, right? So I think for level 4, I think that falls under the NATO stuff. Then that's like the first level of stopping rounds,
Right.
Or kinetic rounds anyway, is that level, and then everything, it just goes up from there.
Right.
Beyond, they don't even measure anything under that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
All right, Devin, what would be your go-to loadout kit?
I do want to talk about armor if we have time at the end of the
All
podcast
right.
because I have a point that I want to make that's been burning me for a while, but I just
Have
want to
at
talk
it.
about it. No,
Come on, throw
we
it
could-
out there.
No, we could do it. It might be a bit of a discussion, so
All
if we
right,
want to have it on the
all
podcast,
right.
we could do it at the end.
so for me, it's gonna be I have my primary rifle.
His Martini Henry.
Boom!
Wait a minute, let me reload.
No, actually, it's actually more like
Click, boom. Yeah, there you go.
So-
There you
there was
go.
always a delay.
No, my obviously, my primary is my M1 Garand because World War II. I mean,
Why not?
why would I
Wait,
use any? Actually, well,
pause,
if
because-
it's a revolution, I'll just use my Mosin Nagant because it'll be right at home with the revolution.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you right now, I just had a funny thought. Like, last podcast we talked about Civil War and we talked about other people. Can you imagine the other side going, what's that pinging sound? Doom, 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 doom. Ping! Did y'all hear that? Did his gun broke, let's get him! No, he's reloading. You better hope you're faster than him.
And I would have plaque.
You better hope he does not get
Which-
Grantham.
Fun fact: I found out that armor-piercing pistol rounds in Florida are illegal.
Yes.
Is it only the pistol rounds?
That's
though?
only the pistol rounds.
Really?
Only
I thought it was all armor piercing
No,
rounds.
I looked it up. The law specifically says pistol rounds.
Oh, well, if the law specifically states pistol, then hey, it's pistol rounds.
Yeah,
I'm
which is
gonna-
why you can buy green tips here.
Well, green tips aren't technically considered armor penetrators,
They are definitely armor.
but they're not considered armor penetrators.
By who?
The law.
Well, the
This
law
government,
is
don't
wrong.
question it. Right, exactly, don't question it, okay? Don't make them change it.
No, what I'm saying is the law. I looked at the law, and it specifically says pistol rounds. So regardless if they consider a green tip a armor-piercing round or not, it doesn't even fall under it.
Right.
So it's just a weird.
See, because like there are 5.56 black tips, and so like the black tips are the the more well-known armor penetrators because they have a steel core along with a tip.
Right.
Whereas green tips only have the core, and so I thought my line of logic was like, okay, so they don't technically consider green tips armor penetrators because they only got the core, and that was like the way around.
I guess.
So,
I don't know.
okay, so you would really go with the 30-06, the M1 Garand?
No.
Oh. I'm sitting here thinking, we were just talking about this pounds equal weight and weight equals pain.
No.
First of all, that's gonna be heavier.
I'm like, dear God, I'm sitting there like running through the logistics in my head like, God, he's going to have to carry a whole bunch of ammo.
Actually,
That gun itself is like what?
Don't get me
12
wrong.
pounds?
Don't get me wrong. If you want to put
about
the
10.
other side or the enemy down, whoever they are, like, that'll
to
do
be,
it.
To be perfectly honest, I've moved around with that thing. It's not not bad.
Yeah.
It's really not.
I mean, heck,
I'm
the
not gonna
Tuckers
carry.
and
I'm
the
not gonna
people
carry it
over
around.
too, yeah.
But it's just unwieldy. It's long. It's unwieldy. It's kind
Yeah.
of that sort of thing. But as far as weight goes, it's not much worse than a
Yeah,
full,
but
a fully kitted out.
100 rounds of 30-06 versus 100 rounds of 7.62 by 3.9.
I mean, I have my World War II ammo belt, and it carries 80.
Oh.
It carries 80 rounds. It's 10 pouches with
Hey.
8.
If you do carry it though, you gotta put the bayonet on it.
I would. I would 100% put the bayonet on it.
That's just like a scare tactic at that point. Just like,
We'll be
oh
looking for like we just finished a firefight. We go looking for Devin. He's like, and we're like, oh,
Devin, he's dead. Not yet. He's not dead till I say he's dead.
he's gonna be more deader after I'm done.
I'm killing his soul right now.
Good Lord, we have gone off the rails. All right.
So
Back
real,
to the loadout.
so real loadout. I have my primary, which is an AR.
Okay.
All right. I've got a Mepro.
I do feel like it's also worth mentioning
M21.
on mine is that I would be using green tips too in
Yeah.
my AR.
Yeah, I think
That should go without question.
Yeah. If I have my Mepro M21 reflex sight on it, I have a magnifier for that. But my backup would be AK. I have an AMD 65. That would be my backup, so I have enough ammunition. I always make sure I keep a minimum of 2 full battle loads of ammunition
For each or one for each?
for each, like 2.
So you have 4 total battle loads.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a battle load, 2 battle loads for my AR, 2 battle loads for my.
And what is a battle load for the listeners?
So the standard is 6 mags in your pouches and 1 in the firearm. Fully,
So about 7 mags.
fully loaded. So yeah, so 7 mags minimum
Okay.
is a battle load. 210 rounds for for anything really.
Yeah.
Mine's gonna be like 280.
Yeah.
So I thought I
'Cause
thought
I
it.
could do 6 and 30s in my pouches and then have like a 100-round mag.
Oh.
drum mag in my
Oh, I would
AR.
absolutely have a drum. There's no question.
Just for the first one though, because carrying those things around would be a pain.
Oh yeah.
Well, the first one's just a lay suppressive fire until I can get to a spot.
right.
All right. So what would be your sidearm?
So I actually
If he's carrying the M1, he's got to carry that 1911.
right.
2 World Wars.
2 World War. No, that's a good question because I know where my heart lies, but there is no way I'm finding ammo for it.
Let's hear it now. Now you've piqued my
I
interest.
actually really love the 5.7.
Ooh.
Oh yes.
So,
Do you have
That
a
is
5.7?
not a
Wish.
bad
I wish I
round.
did.
So I almost bought when I bought my 509 tactical. I almost bought that.
Yeah.
I only didn't because the 5.7, the FN 5.7, which is like the hottest 5.7 there is was like $200 more.
Oh yeah.
But
It's like it's just
such a cool
but
gun.
it's and it's super light.
Fun
Oh,
fact.
absolutely.
So light.
Fun fact.
But
But
that-
they make AR uppers that have the P90 mag attachments, and you can shoot 5.7.
I'll tell you right now, if the 5.7 ammunition was more readily available, like if it was as available as the 5.56, I would be running a P90 and a stinking 5.7.
No, oh, absolutely.
You know what though? That's not a bad round to go with because it's like shooting a rifle round out of a pistol, and they're light. You could
They
you
penetrate
could have
too.
like hundreds of those rounds, and it would be.
Yeah, well, that's
Light.
also. I mean, I would do that too if I could, but that's also one of the reasons why I go with the 5.56 is because 5.56 is extraordinarily good at penetrating. It doesn't have a lot of stopping power.
I think 5.56 is good at speed and getting to the target. I don't think it's superior in penetrating as far as that goes.
It is.
Depends on
Not against a 7.62 by 3.9.
Yes, it's way superior to that.
Are you joking right now?
No, it
The
legitimately.
difference in the amount of kinetic energy when it hits its target is
but
way
the
more
5.56,
significant.
yes, but the 5.56 is smaller, more narrow, and it's more pointed than the 7.62. So it penetrates a little bit deeper than the 7.62. I've seen tons of videos on where people tested this. Like I've seen a video where they put out 2 reams of paper.
Are you talking about just on penetration alone?
Penetration, yes.
Like
Yeah, so the
amount.
7.62 has more stopping power. In other words, it delivers a harder punch.
Right.
But the 5.56 is more successful at penetrating body armor than the 7.62 by 39 is.
what.
I need you to weigh in on this. Do you agree or disagree? Because I disagree.
I'm going to come at a totally different angle. Sometimes in combat, the penetration actually could be to your detriment. We actually found, especially because we use green tips in Iraq and all that, you end up with shooting people 10, 20 times and they don't drop because it's made for hard armor, not soft bodies. So it's literally just creating little pinpricks through the soft bodies and not dropping them. So
Yeah, if you over prioritize penetration, but I
but
mean,
you have green tips, right?
yeah,
How many people do you think you're going to be fighting against who have level 3 plates?
I don't know, but I'm also going to be aiming for the chest
So, it's
and the pelvis and all that.
That's where I'm going. I'm going right for the pelvic bowl.
yeah.
I'm
so
going
it's
right
just,
for the pelvic bowl because
but
I've
it's
heard
just a
that those are
matter
the
of-
worst shots.
Yeah, but it's a matter of especially if they're on drugs.
Ooh,
If they're
yeah.
on
If
drugs,
they're on drugs, it
let
don't
me-
matter what you shoot.
Story time. So one of my coworkers, he was a Marine, and I think they were in either Iraq, it might have been Afghanistan actually. His team, there was a sniper in a building, so they had to go get the sniper. So they went in, and he was on the second floor, and they were on the bottom floor. And what he would do is he would jump out, shoot at him, jump back into his little hidey hole, right? Every time he would jump out, though, they would light him up. He's not dying.
Well, he was a...
He just kept coming out, getting hit, kept going back in.
Okay, I'm following.
Just constantly getting hit.
Yeah.
And they were like, why isn't this dude dying? Finally, he does. He bleeds out. They go again. This dude had been hit over 200 times.
Dang!
They basically described his body as Swiss cheese. And it was because he had hyped himself so high on stinking PCP. He didn't feel anything.
Dang.
He didn't feel anything. Of course, they were using green tips, so they were just passing right through him. He wasn't wearing any kind of hard armor. So they were just going right through him. He was dead before he knew he was dead, basically.
Yikes.
So there is that level of, yeah, we want the green tips, they're good. We also have to make sure we think about, we need to make sure we drop the guy within the first couple rounds, not multiple, like half
Right.
a magazine.
Not wasting
Right.
an entire magazine if he's not dropping aim for a different point or something.
Right, so,
But the fact that he was on drugs definitely didn't help their cause.
Not at all.
no, it's just whose cause?
That helped the Marines' cause because he
yeah.
would have dropped a lot sooner, even with the green tips. I'd say,
Maybe,
but
we were having trouble with them dropping people even without them being on drugs. So it was just a problem.
All right, so here's my loadout, okay? And this is the reason why I said primary, sidearm, and accessory. Here would be my primary. I'd take my
Okay,
AR.
I do have my plate carrier as well.
Okay, plate carrier. Plate carrier is kind of a given. Can we agree to that?
yeah.
I mean, I don't have one at the moment, but I would get one.
Slacker.
I'm telling you.
Plate carriers
I
given,
s-
but I don't have one.
I'm telling you, look, I should have never given mine away. Okay, I did armed security up north, and I had a really nice one, AR 500 level 3 plates, and I got rid of them. A buddy of mine was doing armed security, and I said he asked me if he could buy them off me, and I said yeah. I said I'll sell it to you for the same price I bought it for, which is dumb because right now that would probably be double what I paid for it. Or I mean, I'm sorry.
It'd be
now,
worth double what you paid.
Now they're worth double than what I paid. Cause,
Yeah, AR 500 they're expensive.
Oh yeah, they were good plates too. I mean,
Yeah.
solid plates. Side note: when I was doing armed security, like I would walk around with my vest and my plates and everything, and I didn't have a whole lot of accessories on my vest because I didn't want a whole lot like restricting movement. Because by the way, if anybody's ever driven a car with a vest on, trying to get your seatbelt on is almost impossible. And then trying to get out of the car real quick, messing with the seatbelt, you can't get it off.
Try having a stinking full plate carrier and sitting in front of a panel that's like this, and you're literally, and you're just pinned in there waiting.
Driving like this.
Oh yeah, it's like
I got small hands. All right, so
I'm not gonna comment on what he was doing just now.
All right, moving on. Anyways,
you love us.
I do. So I would have my AR-15. I would also have like all the accessories that I have, my optics and all that, a sling. My sidearm, I would definitely go with my full-size Canic. And I know I'm going to catch so much flack for that, but that's
Wait,
okay.
what? Really? You catch flack for carrying a Canic?
There's people that are like, Canic.
I guarantee you those guys are the Glock or nothing guys.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Listen,
yeah.
I'm a Glock guy. We have a
I think
Glock
it's
size.
worth
somewhere.
I think it's worth prefacing that even though my carry would be a Glock 19X, it's not because I'm a Glock guy. It's a necessity.
Yeah.
It's literally because that's what's available, and they got pretty decent mags for it, and that are cheap.
So
But-
I would it would be a toss up between my Glock or my Canic, but my Canic, man, it runs smooth.
Oh, Canic makes a good firearm.
It-
Now, they're also the company that claims to be a Glock killer, but like
Yeah.
every company claims that. I don't think they.
Right.
I don't think they have, but they are a very solid firearm.
Right. So that would be my sidearm, and then my accessory would be a 7.62 by 3.9 upper that I could slap onto the top with 6 AR 7.62 mags, because if I come across an AK, those are going to be the two most prevalent rounds: is this 5.56, the 223, and the 7.62 by 3.9.
Oh yeah.
So I will be able
Maybe
to
3
shoot both with one lower.
Yeah.
Now, it'd be kind of dumb of me just to have one lower, but I mean, I would have to have maybe some spare parts to be able to fix things on the fly.
Yeah.
But that would be my accessory, so that way, because I don't know, I've seen a lot of ballistic testing, and they say that the AK is good, depending on the AK. Now, some AKs are good up to 800 yards. They
Yeah.
tested some AKs, and I forget which brand it was, but there were some AKs that were shooting so true that they were good. I don't know about muzzle velocity at the impact, but I know they like reached out to the target to 800 yards.
So it's their max effective range,
Right.
which you probably never want to try to reach that range.
You're
in
never
combat.
going to do that. Not in
Yeah.
the battlefield.
Yeah,
like,
no,
you're
if
gonna
someone-
be 400 yards away
like,
at most.
Yeah, like when I sight my rifles, I tend to use the sighting paper that Devin provides that they use in the military, so the 25-meter targets, but
Right.
the human silhouette looks like 300 meters.
Right.
Once I get a sight out of that, I'm like, it's kind of sighted. You still have to compensate, but at 300, it's sighted out to 300 meters. I'm like, I'm not going to shoot you at 300 meters. I'm going to go high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if I really need to get past you, I'm going to get you to come to me.
So here's another question, okay?
And I think it's also worth mentioning that my accessory, I also have an AK. It's a Pioneer Arms AK. I probably strap that one.
I mean, strap it to your back, have two primaries, why not?
Well, it's got a folding stock. So I
Oh,
can
yeah.
literally fold the stock in and collapse it and just have it sit right on my
Backpack.
back. Yep.
Yeah, so
Backpack gun.
mine has a folding Scott too.
So
I think I like yours better.
here's a question for you.
It jams in.
Would there be...
Well, your stock. I like your stock better.
No stock.
You can keep the gun. I'll take the stock.
Keep going. Go for it.
No, I was just thinking, I like your stock better. Nice, I like your stock.
Giggity!
No,
I like your stock better.
Oh, man. All right. Please...
brings all the boys to the yacht.
Can we fire him? He's not even hired, but can
No.
we... You're fired.
Devin said no, so I could stay.
Diggy diggy hole.
Diggy diggy hole.
Get out of my head! All right, so remember, we are on a podcast and we can get struck down for this, so do not explain how to make them. But would Molotov cocktails or a type of incendiary like that be on your list of things that you would do?
I've done them many times before.
FBI, open up!
I haven't done them, but
I used to
I
actually
wouldn't
have
put
a
it.
stash.
I mean, here's the thing. I won't go into detail because I don't want federal agents at my front door. But
Too late.
I do have plenty of tactics that I'm not willing to say on this program.
That's fair. That's fair.
That I probably would employ if I needed to.
Well, okay, so like the last podcast we did, we talked about Civil War, and that was something that I forgot to bring up there. But like I thought about it, and I thought that would be something really hard to fight against, because I saw a video today of protesters in Ireland, which by the way they use Molotovs in Ireland against their own police as protesting. That
You
is
should
not
have
a-
seen the.
That's not a
when-
peaceful protest.
Well, you should see what they were doing. I think it was like the IRA. It was like oh no, it was when they were fighting for independence.
Yeah,
And some of the methods that they were using, they would make pipe bombs.
yeah,
And
that's
they would
crazy.
make pipe bombs like filled with nails and stuff.
Yeah,
So to make shrapnel, and those boogers were nasty.
I mean, think
you
about
want to
that.
talk about Swiss cheese?
Yeah.
That's how you do it.
Think about that. Like that would be a crazy thing to fight against, though. Like if you're getting a glass jar chucked at your head, and even if it misses, if it hits near you, it's going to explode if it's filled with a certain substance.
Yeah, well,
I mean, if it's one side making them and throwing them, I ain't worried about it.
I mean,
Don't underestimate your opponent.
well,
Have you seen the video of the guy who tried to throw one
And
and
he
it
burnt-
didn't
and he-
break,
and he
so he
caught-
picked it up and dumped it
all
all over himself and lit himself up?
No, I did not. That's actually a thing.
It actually happened in 2020. He went to throw one, it didn't bust, so he picked it up, forgetting that it's only got
It's on fire?
It's got a cloth material plug in it, not And
Oh
he
my
literally
gosh.
tilted the bottle head down, and it leaked on him
He was going to throw it
while
again.
the cloth was on fire, and to throw it again, and he lit himself up.
Oh my god.
so he
And it took them forever to put him out too.
Darwin Award, man.
Darwin, dude. Natural selection, baby, at its finest.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well.
But yeah, they're actually pretty fun to make.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, let's not right now. We got to get another podcast
Allegedly.
called Off the Podcast, and we'll talk about that on
Allegedly.
Off the Podcast. No.
Allegedly.
All right.
In Minecraft.
Play.
In Minecraft. They're great to make in Minecraft.
The plate carriers, the primaries, the sidearms. I think we've pretty much covered it. Oh, listen. Boots. I would have a good pair of boots.
Oh yeah. I mean, a lot of
'Cause if
people
you,
probably.
You have foot injuries. You ain't going nowhere.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, a
I
lot
still
of
got
people.
mine from the military, so.
I got a good solid pair on right now. That probably.
I seen those when you came in today. I was like,
Brand new.
dang.
Like them, but yeah, no, like wardrobe would be important because you probably won't be able to just go shopping and buy a new pair.
Yeah.
You probably want extra pockets. The boots are good because they'll help keep your feet dry, and they'll also
More socks.
Yeah,
socks,
that's kind of what I was getting at too. Is a couple pairs of socks for sure, and always keep one dry.
Yeah, I mean, part of like my prepping for any type of disaster is wardrobe.
Yeah.
Just so that way I have clothes ready to go.
Right. Quick side trail on that. Like I was talking to my best friend about it this weekend, and I was like, he was talking about painting his truck, and I was like, oh well, you got to do it for the environment you're in. He goes, I'm not really doing it for the environment I'm in. He's like, I just like the color. I'm like, okay, yeah. But if you're ever in a situation like that where you have to essentially bug out, which I don't necessarily think that's the best idea, but you need to dress for the environment you're in. You have to be able to blend in with your environment, because if you're a perfect example, we're kind of like in the swamp area. Well, I'm from the swamp area of Florida, but it's kind of the same all around Florida a little bit. There's a lot of green and a little bit of brown. If you go out there in some desert tan digicamo, I'm gonna spot you from freaking 100 yards.
See, I think more of where we are, it would be more urban warfare rather than
Like
jungle.
grays and tactical colors like that. You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Although I'll tell you right now, no camo actually works in urban.
Exactly.
Zero camo works in urban.
Well, I could make a camo that would work in urban. It'll be made of cardboard and
And
made to
trash.
look like a pile of trash on the street, but it'll work. People will be like, "Oh, it's just trash piling up," and then when a suppressed gun fires, they're like, "That's not trash."
Interestingly, the multicam that we use, it's technically not multicam. They lost that contract. But the OCPs that we use in the military is actually pretty good for this environment. People look at it and see a lot of tan, but there's also enough green in there that it actually works really well for both a more arid area, but then also very jungly area. So it's actually a pretty good.
It's a good mix of both, huh?
I was actually surprised on how well it blended with both.
I think we need to take a trip to the Army Navy store.
Yeah,
I want to do that.
we do.
We should totally do it.
I mean, I already have all my stuff. Uncle Sam provided mine, so.
Well, good for you.
All right. Well,
I did have a topic I did want to talk about. If we have
let's
time.
hit it. But
So this has just been a burning topic because I've seen it pop up multiple times, like over a year ago, and I have a lot of thoughts on it that I haven't been able to share. Did you hear that Russia supposedly
Allegedly.
Well, it's not alleged. They
China.
developed it.
Allegedly.
It's just,
China.
it doesn't. I don't think it meets the standards that they think
yeah?
it means. They
China.
developed a suit of ballistic armor that they claim will stop a 50 BMG.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and say this. Everything we've seen out of Russia in the last over 12 months has really been disappointing. I'm not going to lie. So if they do have it, I'm going to go ahead and say it probably ain't going to stop at
Propaganda.
50. Probably ain't going to stop at 50. I mean, listen. If you would have told me 14 months ago that Russia was going to be in war with another country, I'd be like, feel sorry for that country.
Right?
Right.
Them suckers are going down. You're talking about this one of the second or third greatest military in the world, but
And then basically you find out that they're equivalent to a Shih Tzu.
yeah,
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 pretty much.
exactly. Like I got an attack dog. What is it? It's a Shih Tzu.
It means it won't stop you, but it will alert the neighbors.
Yeah. Which is essentially what Russia's doing.
Yeah.
Hey, China, we need help.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, I guess you
China is
do.
funny because China started out talking a big game and then they started losing. It's like, you on your own, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, we allegedly never supported you.
You ever seen the YouTuber Habitual Line Crosser?
I've heard of it. I don't know
You
that
need to
I've
look up his stuff. Oh man, the way he talks
mean,
about it is
Habitual
so
line
funny.
crosser. I've seen him. I feel like I've seen him. Hold on. I gotta get my phone. I've seen him.
Yeah. So, but on the
I'm not gonna play it.
on the body armor topic, I was just over there analyzing it. I'm thinking about all like the different logistics behind it. I'm like, first of all, if you're gonna stop,
Is that the guy who does the mouth?
yeah, who does like green screen videos where he's
Okay.
like America and the
Yeah,
different
okay.
countries.
Okay, I have seen
That's the guy.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
Habitual Line Crosser.
Yep, okay.
Fantastic.
His content is hilarious.
But yeah, so like, for one, I'm looking at this, I'm like, if you could stop a 50 BMG round, do you know how heavy that armor's gotta be? And it's not like a ballistic
Imagine
vest.
how hot it is too. Like the
Right.
guys in there are just sweating and
And
Well,
it's
well, here's the
it's
deal.
not a ballistic vest. It's a full helmet, like face
Full suit,
covering,
right.
like arm
Is it,
pads, all
is
of
it
it.
is it for like bomb squad or is it just, are they thinking
No,
that's
they're
for
claiming
personnel?
like personnel. They're claiming personnel for it, and it's
So much for speed and
like you've
Okay.
seen the Master Chief from Halo. It basically looks like that.
oh, okay.
Two things just popped in my head when you said that. I thought of the little kid on what is it?
Christmas Story.
The Christmas Story.
I
can't put my arms down. Imagine that running at you in the forest. That's gonna be freaking. Everybody's gonna be laughing first off. And then the second thing I thought about was Ace Ventura when he's in that rhino and the fan
yeah.
breaks and they're sweating to death. Like it's gonna be those two things mixed.
like-
I can't put my arms down and dying inside.
And
Just
they're like pulling the helmet. They're like, ugh.
right then, instant shot to the face.
Yeah, but
BMG.
With a 50 cal.
Yeah.
BMG.
Right in the face.
But like, I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, that armor is extraordinarily heavy.
Yeah.
The helmet that they have you ever tried to shoot a gun with a helmet on? Or like even like a paintball gun or airsoft gun with like a full face
No,
mask?
Yeah.
I've never tried to shoot a gun with a helmet on.
I'm talking like the full like face mask.
I've never tried to do that before.
I wasn't asking you then, okay?
I've never shot a gun bigger than me.
I've never.
Are you kidding me? His
You
AR
shot a
is
gun.
bigger than
Well, I don't know if you shot it, but you definitely sat in one that was bigger than you.
you know what I just thought about?
What?
You see Pirates of the Caribbean 3?
Yeah.
Where the midget comes out the hole and bites.
Oh, that's
Devin.
That is 100.
That's Devin.
No. I'll fully
That's
admit
Devin with
that
his
is
martini
100. That
energy.
is 100% me. I will fully admit that. So it's like,
The blunderbuss. Boom!
That's like Devin with his martini and he runs up, boom, back in the hole.
Oh my gosh.
no, that would be me if I ever get a
It wouldn't be
cannon.
a podcast without Eric throwing out a short joke.
But like the way that helmet is structured, I'm like, you will not aim without a heads up this way. Like,
yeah.
aiming is going to be impossible with that thing. With
And
like
then,
standard sight.
your accuracy is going to be crap.
Yeah.
Until you,
I mean, the
like
only-
you're going to have to master that first
Yeah.
before you ever hit the field.
Yeah, and the only way you probably could aim with it is probably without a buttstock on. That way you have more freedom to move. But on larger guns, not only is that going to be heavy because it's all on your arms rather than having to be able to brace it up here. Recoil is going to be heavier. So like, there's going to definitely be a trade-off. And I'm analyzing all this, and then I stopped and thought, all of that is pointless because once you get hit with the 50 BMG, even if it doesn't penetrate,
It's going to
throw you hurt.
That's got a lot of energy.
Oh,
yeah.
it's
Like-
it's breaking bones.
Oh yeah, like imagine. I mean, like, have you seen like any of the videos where like they put the ballistic helmets on a ballistic jelly dummy.
Yeah.
And it's got like the fake bones and it fires. Like that damage alone.
Oh,
from like
breaking face bones and everything.
Right, and it's like, and they shot like a 7.62 or a 5.56, right? Imagine taking a bullet to the head wearing one of those helmets with a 50. Your neck's gone.
Okay, so look at the difference, though, right? You said that Russia's developing that. Look at what
They developed it. Like, they had like a full
right,
suit.
they claim. Look at what our snipers are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Our snipers are blending in with. They don't have suits. They don't have crazy stuff like that. They have stuff that they can carry on their own, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And they are training to blend in. Like, I've watched a bunch of those sniper training videos. Like, they are blending to train in, and the people who are there trying to train our snipers are actual snipers themselves who have gone through the training. Yeah. And they're sitting there watching everything, looking for anything that's out of place, watching everything that's moving.
Tree cancer.
And if... I don't know what
tree cancer?
Mm-hmm. So, basically, when you're at a certain distance, a lot of times student snipers will prop up against a tree, and their silhouette will look like tree cancer or a lump growing off the tree, and that's like a dead giveaway. That's a person right next to the tree.
Oh, so it's like they're in the trees.
Well,
and
so
the
what
trees
they do
speak Vietnamese.
So what they do in those training videos is they'll have a spotter, and the spotter will have a flag, and that the people who are spotting them will radio to the spotters, and the spotters will walk over there with a flag and put like, here, this is where you saw it, this is where you saw it, and if they come, I think, what is it, within a foot or two of you?
Yeah, a couple feet.
Like, you got to reset and go back to the beginning. And these guys spend hours just crawling on their face at super slow speeds. Look at the difference, right? We're setting our guys up to sneak in, sneak out, get the job done, and run. Like, basically. They're training their guys, put this giant heavy metal tank over you and try to run with it, which you're going to get gassed. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the best in physical fitness. You're going to get gassed wearing that. And then on top of that, you're going to get hit with a 50 BMG guaranteed, because if we see something that looks like a tank, we're going to shoot something that goes through a tank.
Right.
And
I'm also and I'm also thinking, like, you know, they got the Browning machine gun probably hooked up. Just lay it down.
Yeah.
It's like it will not penetrate. First time it won't, but that makes it fun.
Oh, here's the deal.
Subsequential rounds, mate.
If you're getting hit with a 50 BMG, I'm talking about the M2 Modus, they don't have to penetrate. They're crumpling the armor around you and turning you into a permanent. That armor is becoming a permanent part of your body.
Yeah.
Forever. And
I'm honestly,
you won't even be able to breathe. It's gonna be so dented into your chest cavity. It'll just be pushed. At that point, the armor will be in your chest.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't even.
I wore the armor, but then I became the armor.
It's like the armor.
Honestly,
I am one with the armor, and the armor is one with me.
If I had seen that pop up in the battlefield, I'd just be like.
Well, they have a technique called jackhammering, and I don't know if that's just in movies or if that's a legit thing, but I've seen it in different things where you just continue, like if they're behind a brick wall, you just continue to shoot until you break through what you're shooting at. So if this guy, I can't put my arms down, that guy, if he's trying to run away from the bullets, first off, he's going to be slow. Second off,
like penguin walking.
I am just going to just I'm going to lay down on the butterfly trigger, and I'm not going to stop until I see timber.
I'll tell you right now, I've never heard that term, or I've never seen that tactic used.
No.
No.
Well.
But here's the deal: if the 50 BMG with armor penetration can't get through it, you just call in artillery at that point.
You call Devin.
Yeah, basically.
Devin, here's his coordinates.
No, you just
they're like
Bone Crusher 2-1.
They're like
fire
it's
mission.
like we can't get through this wall, and they're like, hold on, I know a guy. Hey, Devin,
I know a guy. Hang on, I got a guy.
It's like, hey,
3 miles back that way that's got your number.
Oh, that's too close.
That's too
You
close.
call in regular artillery for that one.
Oh, well, okay.
It's like, I'm the 200-mile sniper, man.
Accuracy by volume.
Well, you just need one. One good ATACMs would be will end a grid square.
Mm.
And how big is a grid square? Like a Walmart parking lot?
Bigger. No, one grid square is 1,000 meters by 1,000 meters.
Mm.
That's why they call the Attackams the Grid Killer.
Dang.
You know the movie. You've seen the movie
Well, it's a good
Iron
thing
Man,
that
right?
one that
Yeah.
The first Iron Man. That whole what was that? What was the Jericho or whatever the heck they called it?
Mm-hmm.
That thing that he's showing off at the beginning.
Yeah.
That exists technically in real life. Technically.
Wow. I believe you signed some non-disclosure agreements. I believe you should not.
No, that's on it. You can watch it.
As your legal advisor, I'm going to tell you not to violate those.
Look at it on YouTube.
That's
It's
true.
not a big deal.
What we got there? What just happened? Nothing?
Don't worry about mine.
All right. Well,
I just had to talk about it though because I've been like sitting on those thoughts for a while. And I'm like, I'm tired of that.
what do you think? Would Russia... First off, do you think Russia actually has that armor available? Second off, do you agree with us? Do you think it would work? Do you think it would not work? What's your thoughts? Throw them in the comments for us. I appreciate it. Eric, last thoughts, man. We gotta get out of here.
So if you're gonna be building a loadout, just find something that works for you. Don't be excessive. You don't need the most expensive thing on the market. Be reasonable. Right. Find good prices, find good deals, and just build something that's going to fit your needs for where you need it.
Devin?
Artillery fixes everything.
And it helps to know someone like him if you can.
I'm going to echo what Eric said. It doesn't have to be the best, but man, make sure it runs. That's the best thing. And keep it clean. Make sure it runs and keep it clean. That's it.
It don't have to be the best, but it does have to just make sure it's the best for you.
Yeah, for sure. And as Devin says frequently, stay strapped or get clapped.
That's right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us on this episode. Appreciate you guys as always. Thank you for joining me. We're out.
Later.
See ya.